The Jikook fans who have nothing real to validate their relationship keep waiting for the company's content to be filled with fake things and for them to lose their money, constantly exposing themselves. They embarrass themselves time and again because nothing they say has any basis, yet they persist. The mugs seen in Jungkook's livestream yesterday are from the brand Taekook. Jungkook has owned and used them since 2023, and many people recognized them because they had seen them in other live streams. They went viral when they appeared, and as always, they sold out quickly. Jungkook's impact was evident again when the Taekook mug he used in his Weverse Live was mentioned by the company's CEO himself, who said it was the best-selling tumbler. This confirmed that Jungkook's influence was the main reason for the sales increase and that there was no other explanation. Now Jikook fans are celebrating the idea that Jungkook got the mugs because of Jimin's father's coffee shop, trying to connect everything to their narrative. Once again, they're exposing themselves by trying to change what happened and adjust reality to fit their ideas to make it seem like their ship exists. However, that's not true, and the situation was different. Jimin's father, after seeing that the mugs sold out because Jungkook used them, decided to release new versions with the same yellow, turquoise, and purple colors, adding the coffee shop's logo and selling them at a higher price, more than 10,000 won more. This action came later and has nothing to do with Jungkook using them for any reason related to Jimin. Once again, Jikook fans didn't check the information properly and ended up spreading things that aren't true, trying to confirm a ship that hasn't been real and never will be. I ask you not to fall for what they say or believe what they show because nothing is proven. Let's trust only Taekook, because their relationship is the only one with clear and direct signs given by themselves. They are missed a lot, and the time without them feels long, but it also says it won't be like this forever. After difficult times, something better always comes, and the support continues because Taehyung and Jungkook have never given any reason to doubt their connection. Remembering that Taikook knows when and how to appear, and that now is a good time for everyone to ask themselves why they follow them, why they care for them, and why they remain steadfast. Taikook are two people destined to be together, who have shown constancy and don't need fabricated proof to demonstrate anything. Every detail they've shared has been enough and hasn't required inventions, lies, or forced theories. Some Jikookers are very excited about the show Are You Sure? Because they see so many cameras, lights, and people around, and they believe it all signifies something special. But this is just a reminder that it's a production filmed with a large crew. After the cameras stop rolling, everyone goes back to their lives, and none of that changes what happens offset. It's also been said that some Taekookers still get nervous, even though they've spent years seeing calm and consistent signals. This group is quick to doubt and criticize, especially when it comes to Jungkook, as if every project means something else entirely. But in the end, he finishes, says goodbye, and goes home, where he has his own space and support system, and that calms those who truly trust him. The most common comment is that Taikook can't openly show their affection because they're in an environment where every gesture is analyzed and edited into clips. Even so, they always leave small details for those who follow them closely. In the last live stream, Jungkook said "Mamma mia" in Italian. That expression is used when someone is surprised or reacts with joy. A few days ago, Taehyung also spoke in Italian, which caught people's attention because Jungkook didn't usually use that phrase. Many saw it as a cute coincidence that sparked curiosity. It's not huge or exaggerated, but it is something new that stands out for its unexpectedness. Another detail that was discussed was when a fan mentioned pasticcio pasta with cream. Jungkook could have ignored it, because he receives thousands of messages, but he decided to read it. His reaction was gentle and sweet, as if the idea brought back a pleasant memory. Some fans thought of Taehyung eating a croissant in Paris recently, and how that image melted everyone's hearts. If that moved the public, imagine how Jungkook must have felt seeing Taehyung so calm and radiant.
That simple connection keeps many people attentive because they don't need something dramatic to sense that there's something special going on. Taekook doesn't need to make a fuss for his signals to be noticed. His approach is calmer, more consistent, and more confident. That's why some fans appreciate and respect it, because it's not based on staged moments or scenes created for the camera. It also doesn't depend on comparisons or arguments with other members. It's simply the way they look at each other, talk, and react when no one expects anything. And that's what fans value, because it feels natural and unforced. Some compare this to other ships that only appear during filming or choreography sessions. They say that's more acting and less reality. But with Taikook, many feel that there's something that continues even when the action is over. Fans comment that Jungkook doesn't seek to maintain relationships outside of work unless he needs to, and that this makes him clearer and more transparent. That's why those who believe in Taekook remain calm, attentive, and happy to observe every small sign, without needing to invent stories or exaggerate. For them, what already exists is enough to maintain interest, excitement, and the certainty that their connection is still there, strong, discreet, and always present for anyone who wants to see it. What many Taekook fans have noticed for years remains evident. Jungkook and Taehyung have a unique way of looking at each other, seeking each other out, and touching each other that doesn't change, regardless of cameras or other people around. It's not forced or planned, it simply happens. Their gestures flow naturally and consistently, and that speaks volumes about their relationship. Jungkook doesn't act the same way with anyone else, and Taehyung knows exactly how and when to appear so that everything feels authentic. That kind of connection makes it easy for anyone to wonder why they feel affection for them and why they can't stop following them. Taekook has shown over time that they are destined to be together. They don't need fabricated proof or exaggerated scenes. Every detail they've shared has been enough for fans to see their genuine closeness. The way they seek each other out with their eyes, the way they support and accompany each other in any situation demonstrates a constancy that cannot be faked. Every gesture, however small, counts and builds the story of their closeness. There's no need to invent anything to understand that there's something special about how they relate to each other. What's interesting is how the same gesture, the same look, or the same behavior receives different responses depending on who does it. If it's Taehyung or Jungkook, many criticize or judge, while when Jimin does it, it seems everyone accepts it and sees it as perfect. This difference in reaction reflects how personal preferences can influence what people consider right or wrong. It's not about comparing them to each other, but about understanding that all the boys show affection in some way. It's just that the interpretations vary depending on who's doing it. Every moment shared between Taekook demonstrates something bigger, that their closeness doesn't depend on the approval of others or on anyone having to believe what they see. Everything feels genuine, simple, and direct. There's no need for embellishments, fabricated stories, or exaggerations. What you see is enough for those who want to understand the relationship as it is. The small details, from a quick glance to a casual touch, speak for themselves and show the trust and affection that exists between them. And it's precisely this naturalness that keeps fans hooked. There's no drama, no exaggeration, just sincere moments that are constantly repeated. When Jungkook looks at Taehyung or moves in a certain way next to him, there's something that makes it impossible not to notice. This consistency and familiarity make those who follow them feel a connection as well. Every interaction, however simple, conveys trust and closeness. That's what makes their relationship seem so authentic and special. Furthermore, thinking about how they act in front of others also prompts reflection. No one needs to validate what you see. Taekook doesn't depend on external opinions or fabricated evidence. What they show is enough to understand that there's something real between them. Every gesture, every look, and every action has its own weight, and that's what differentiates them from any forced or fake relationship.
What makes Taekook's story interesting is that, even though it remains simple in its actions, fans can see and feel something profound. They don't need invented stories or exaggerations, just observe them in their daily lives, with the naturalness that characterizes them. That consistency, that way of always being there for each other, demonstrates that their closeness doesn't depend on anything external. It's something real, direct, and sincere, and that's what keeps everyone attentive and excited every time they appear together. In short, Taikook continues to show a unique and constant connection. There's no need for embellishments, unfair comparisons, or outside opinions. Their gestures speak for themselves and allow anyone to feel what they convey. Every detail, however small it may seem, is proof that their relationship is special, authentic, and constant, and that's what has kept fans hooked for years.